Okay, man, just go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience, man.
Comedian famous Frank Hill.
Okay, where you from, Frank?
Originally from St. Louis, man, by way of Las Vegas.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and just take our audience down a summary of your journey in the comic industry, man. Go ahead and tell us how you got started up until the point to where you're at right now.
Oh man, I've been doing comedy, man, professionally for like the last 8 years. I originally started out like at Samples. That was one of the first places I tried to do my comedy at, and it just took off from there. Well, it didn't really take off from there. I had a little setback or whatnot, and it took me a while to actually get myself together so I can have some strong material and be one of the top comedians in St. Louis. I originally got my start at the St. Louis House of Comedy. It was down in Landon, and it was also named Laughs on Landon. Started out with D-League at the House of Comedy. Just been traveling the country, man, letting people know that St. Louis got some funny comedians.
Okay, what kind of time frame are we talking about from start point to now? How many years?
Like I said, man, professionally about 8 years. Just getting out there grinding and doing my thing, I say probably about 12.
Okay, what's one of the biggest takeaways you done took from the game, man? If you had to say like an aha moment or wisdom, what's one of the biggest things you done figured out in this game so far?
The original. The original, come out with the heat. When you travel out of town, man, and people know that you're from St. Louis, they expect you to come out within the first minute, you know what I'm saying, and bring that heat. If you don't bring that heat and you're from St. Louis, they really ain't messing with you.
Okay. What I want to do is let's go ahead and talk about the overall industry itself for comedians. Do you think it's growing? Do you think it's dying? What's the state of it right now?
Comedy is growing, man. We have so many different outlets, you know what I'm saying, compared to, I say like maybe 10 years ago. With Vine and YouTube and other social networking sites, you know what I'm saying, you can really make a name for yourself out there and not just have to run up and down the highway, beating up on comedy clubs and stuff like that. You can actually have more people coming to you compared to you going to them looking for work. Okay,
so what you're saying is technology has empowered you guys to a certain degree.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of cats out there now that's like really that have really made a name for themselves just by the social networking, posting videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and building up their fan base and their following and stuff like that through social networking. So it's a plus for comedians, you know what I'm saying, as far as rappers and MCs and other stuff like that. It's also important to the entertainment industry.
Okay, let's talk about the St. Louis scene, man. What is the St. Louis scene like? Is there a support system in place, infrastructure, man? Tell me about the St. Louis comedy scene, man.
St. Louis has a great support system as far as the comedians, some of the regulars that come out to the shows. You see a lot of the same faces at some of these comedy shows, so it lets you know that people really are taking a liking to the comedy that they're getting from the St. Louis community.
Okay. What I'm going to have you do is go ahead and name me 3 comedians, man, that's been an influence on your craft.
Top comedians, I would have to say Red Fox, because he's a St. Louis original. Mr. D. Gregory, he's also from St. Louis. He's one of the trailblazers as far as like him and Red Fox. And one of the people that like really influenced me at an early age was Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy first came out, man, he was that deal. You couldn't get no more bigger than Eddie Murphy.
Okay. If you could work with any comedian out there, who would you work with and why?
Who would I work with? I would have to say, man, Dave Chappelle. He's just a true comedic genius. You know what I'm saying? His concepts, his delivery, his timing, everything is on point. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much a platform for you to pattern yourself out. And it's like 2 versions of comedy. It's urban comedy and it's mainstream comedy. Urban comedy is more or less the small clubs and the rooms and stuff like that in urban areas, you know what I'm saying, to where you can have a totally different delivery. And you also have mainstream comedy where you can do big name clubs and TV shows and stuff like that, like The Last Comic Standing, which Will Crawford was on. It's kind of really hard to just narrow it down to one person, but I would have to say Dave Chappelle.
Okay, current projects, man. What's some current projects that you work? You have any shows, man? Any type of material that's hitting the streets, man?
Yeah, recently I just filmed a movie Written and directed by my homegirl Chrissy Vet. It's called Happy Hour. It's due to be released early next year in 2014. I'm also currently right now promoting my show. Frank Hill presents comedy at Utopia 2, the first Tuesday of every month. And my next show coming up is October the 1st.
Okay, what does the future hold for Frank L, man?
Future holds a lot. Really trying to get off into acting and doing a lot more mainstream things, man, and so I can pretty much just broaden my fan base. You know what I'm saying? Have a lot more people see me. Have a lot more people to appreciate my material and what I have to offer as a comedian from St. Louis.
Okay, if I had to say passion or profit, which one would you choose?
Passion. You know, the profit don't come if I have enough passion. I put enough work into it. I get that money.
Okay. If a person wanted to connect with you, man, what's the different various ways they can connect with you?
For booking, you can hit me up at flive74@gmail.com. On Instagram, I'm Famous Frank L. On Twitter, I'm Famous Frank L. And on Facebook, I'm Frank Lives.
Okay, one piece of technology you can't live without.
My girlfriend.
A good one. Go ahead and do any shout outs you need to do, man, or any closing remarks, man. Just go ahead.
I want to give a big shout out to St. Louis for supporting me these past 8 years. I want to give a special shout out to Street Kingz for having me. And I want to give a shout out to everybody, man, that's out there grinding and putting their thing down in St. Louis.